This is an absurdist masterpiece. Now, to be clear, absurdism, TM, is different than the mainstream concept of absurdity. If you want an absurd masterpiece, you want this. But I spent most of this movie frustrated that the conflicts weren't started by people, and the conflicts weren't resolved by people. Stuff just goes wrong, and then it stops going wrong. And then I realized the plot hole is the point. This is a movie about how our environment interacts with us and how we are truly not in control of our lives. And in a meta sense, this movie knows that we want it to have a specific meaning. We want to hear how it all began. But it lacks intrinsic meaning in the face of our craving for meaning. And that struggle between the meaning of the marketing and the meaning of the movie is the same as the struggle that is the philosophical absurd. That phrase, philosophical absurd, is the phrase that philosophers use when they want to talk about this struggle between the fact that we want meaning, but life doesn't necessarily have intrinsic meaning. So even the marketing is meta-absurdism. That struggle is what Albert Camus was talking about when he pioneered absurdism by asking people to lean in to the philosophical absurd, to lean into the dichotomy between our need for meaning and the world's lack of meaning. And that is the foundational principle of A Quiet Place Day One. This is a movie that says, no one's actions really have meaning in this movie, so fuck it, we might as well just go get pizza. We might as well pretend there's a crowd that can watch our magic tricks. And sometimes we can't succeed in our goals, not through any fault of our own, but because of outside circumstances beyond our control. Even when we succeed in our goals, it won't be because of what we do. Even success will be because of outside circumstances beyond our control. Even when the main character tries to sacrifice herself to save her friend, she can succeed in saving her friend, but she doesn't even succeed at sacrificing herself. But it's not just about the individual conflicts and resolutions, it's not just about the marketing, it's not even just about the main themes of the movie. Even the structure is absurdist. This feels less like watching a movie and more like watching a playthrough of an open-world RPG. There is a main quest here. Get to the harbor so you can get on the boat so that you can survive. When you hear that, it feels like there should be this thing in the corner that says, objective unlocked, and a constant arrow pointing toward the harbor for the rest of the movie. But the main character is terminally ill. She's not gonna survive whether she makes it to the harbor or not. So she intentionally ignores the main quest and just drifts through different companions in her party. The movie makes it seem like the nurse is gonna be the main character until he's just dead out of nowhere. And then it looks like those two kids will be the secondary main characters until they're just gone because they chose to engage in the main quest and they just go join the rest of the throng of people. We don't actually meet the secondary main character and arguably the most important person in the movie until halfway through, because the movie is structured to make you feel like maybe none of these characters truly matter, and maybe that's okay. Maybe things don't need to matter. Camus' writings on absurdism were largely focused on the rejection of suicide. Why are you choosing to live? And A Quiet Place Day One ends with the most absurdist answer I've ever seen in a movie. Again, the main character is terminally ill, and she was staying alive not for some grand reason, but because she just didn't want to die yet. And once she got what she wanted, she turned to the world and said, I am satisfied with life. I am ready to go. And she chooses to symbolize her death with the song, I'm Feeling Good. I understand why people were frustrated with this movie. Absurdism is a frustrating philosophy. But when they've tied that philosophy into its individual conflicts, its characters, its overall structure, its themes, its plot, its marketing, I have never seen a movie portray absurdism this well. Follow for more film talk.